Good morning, my name is Natalie. Today we're going to talk about how to meditate. So, first of all, you want to be comfortable. So, if you need to move, your leg, right, your arm, your shoulders, during meditation, do so, because if you have an ache or a pain, it's going to distract you from meditating. So, you can always come back to your seated position. You want to be seated. You can be seated on the floor, you can be seated on a chair. The main point is to keep your spine long. So you don't want to be hunched over, right? You don't want to be like leaning over. You want to be kind of lifting and lengthening through the spine. Shoulders are down and your spine is lifting like you're pulling a string through the top of your head. The other thing, so you want to breathe deep when you're meditating. You don't want to have shallow breathing where you're high, right? You want to be breathing very deeply. Also, so you will have thoughts that will come in that will distract you. It happens to everyone. So not getting upset with yourself, not getting mad at yourself, just setting it aside. So there's a few things that I like to do. So if something comes in, a thought, a worry, the stuff I have to get at the store, right? Whatever it is that distracts you or comes into your mind. So you can just use windshield wipers and set it aside and pick it up later. You can visualize like a folder. So usually this is a good one if it's a very important thing that you're thinking about, something emotional, a very meaningful thing that you really do want to think about, but not in your meditation. So at this point, I like to visualize a folder, and you place that important thought in the folder, you close it, and you visualize setting it on the desk, and you will pick it up after your meditation. Another simple kind of easy one is visualize surrounding that thought with a balloon and then letting the balloon take off. So that's a nice one. So, and then you come back to your breath or your focus meditation, whatever it may be. There's many different techniques that you can use to meditate. So you can do a visualization meditation where you're visualizing a place of beauty. You can focus on a candle. You can focus on just one point. You can just watch the breath, right? So just watching the breath really helps notice the body. You can do yoga. So yoga is a moving meditation. You can do a walking meditation or a labyrinth, right? Where you're walking very slowly, your breath, breathing deep, you're watching your breath, right? And so you have a focus on your mind. So generally, you want to focus on one thing, and then you come into that meditative place of stillness. It's really hard to grasp if you're just trying to think of nothing, because you won't think of nothing, right? So if you focus your thoughts on one thing, and then when you get distracted, you come back to that one thing, and then you get distracted, you can come back to that one thing. And obviously, like with everything, the more you practice, the better you become. So the more you meditate, the less distractions you'll have, or the longer of space that you'll have being able to stay focused. Also, it just depends on the day, it depends on what's going on in your life as well. So you can have more distractions just based on circumstances. So breathing. So moving, you want to move Also, you can set the timer, so you can do 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and then when the timer goes off, you can be done. You can also elevate, so when seated, you can elevate your hips with a blanket. That is helpful. I like to have a blanket to elevate my hips, just slightly, so you can stay comfortable, your hips can be open, you can be relaxed. All right, so I think that's basically it on meditation. So once you have achieved, you've practiced meditation for a little bit, you've gone for 5 or 15 minutes. So there's kind of a beautiful happening once you start practicing how to meditate, right? So you're practicing focusing on the one thing, which is more challenging than, right? It's simple, it's not easy. So focusing on the one thing, whatever that thing is, you can do Sanskrit mantra with beads. Anyway, you can focus on music, right? So there's many things that you can do. But so once you focus on the one thing, and then you've achieved the moments in between the focus of stillness or silence, of calm, then the beauty that comes is the inspiration that flows through. So then that beautiful kind of receiving of higher knowledge, higher wisdom, inspiration, and that's really the beauty and part of the purpose of meditating, is you're receiving your higher knowledge, your higher wisdom from your higher self. So anyway, happy meditating. Much peace and love unto you. Hope that helps. Peace and love unto you. Namaste.